Here we go.
So this is handicap doubles. His knucks are being bumped here.
Handicap singles.
Handicap singles.
So keep our height.
Hide.
Okay.
And it's ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this thing, it will take time.
Okay.
I have to figure it out.
That is Rich Fosner on the left-hand side. Kenneth Dale on the right for fifth or better. 2 out of 3. So when they say handicap, Clay, it is based on rank to a certain point?
To a certain point, yeah. So Dale is ranked. Let me make sure about the ranks. I believe he's ranked Pro or Master in the House of Tournament software. This is not an IFP event, so good Lord. Good Lord, it's not. Thank you, brother. So they won't be going to the same points. I think Kenny will probably go 1 point more, and I think Wukish is checking on that. I don't know if he is or not. I keep looking over my shoulder to see if I get a nod. I'll have in a minute what the point situation is.
Oh, look, yeah. 1-1 in this first
chat
game.
if you want. Master and expert, so 8 and 6. Okay, thanks. You think for the next match, you think we could put that in the chat, like before they get called? Yeah. Sweet. That's just me making requests that probably are a pain in the butt, but.
So Kenneth Dale has to score 8 points per game.
Yes.
Rich Fosner has to score 6. I'm sorry, is that
Yes.
6?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, or they are publicly executed. This is a lot on the line here.
This is. Well, at least it's public. I mean, transparency is huge.
Awesome. Thank you, Wukish. I can't figure out how to check ranks in HO. So it's HO. This is what confused me earlier. It's the House of Tournaments. And I know we just did the Hall of Fame in Vegas. The House of Tournaments is going to be a T. And I also don't know how to do that, Renee. Full disclosure, I don't know how to do that either. But the guy who knows better than anybody, probably, you see there with a purple badge by his name, a pink badge by his name, the diamond. That's Wukish. I'm saying it. I'm just trying all the different ways to say his name today because I thought it was Wukosh, and then I got told in Vegas that was 80% of how to say it. So I got the Woo is easy. Wukash clan ain't nothing to with. But maybe he can drop in chat where to look up actual points. Yeah, I knew you meant House of Tournaments. I was just being silly. And don't ever do it again. Rigged game there says you have to play. Oh, with a Rich Fosner? No, it's Rich Fosner. But yeah, that's funny. Rich Fosner. Okay.
So straight up, in a straight up match, I feel like Ken would win.
Yeah.
But Rich is scrappy. Yeah. I could see him getting 6.
Yeah.
Before Ken's 8.
This format, I think this format favors Rich Fosner in this particular match because I think he's good enough to hang with Kenneth Dell. Heads up. I think he's good enough to hang with him.
Heads up, yes.
And I think he's good enough to beat Kenneth Dell so Dell's game is very high percentage. He passes high percentage. He shoots a high percentage shot on a shot that a lot of people don't see. And so I think against the field, you don't get to master by losing a lot of matches. So against the field, his percentages are really high. And if he struggles, he's very beatable. He doesn't have a lot of things to do differently. So whereas somebody like I don't know who's another good player. Somebody like. Who else is here? Like Pipkin. Pipkin, if he's struggling to shoot from the 2-bar, he can go 2 to 5. If he's struggling to go 2 to 5, he can shoot. If he's struggling with the rollover, he can shoot a pool. If he's struggling with the pool, he can shoot like he has different things that he can do to where if his thing isn't working, he can fix his thing.
Yeah, he can fix his thing.
Yeah.
He can. And even though Kenneth is up now, it's 5-3 in favor of him. Rich, the way that he's playing right now is very controlled, very smart. That's the kind of thing that's going to keep him in this as long as he doesn't make those kind of mistakes.
Yeah.
But you're right. Dale's style of play is high percentage and is good against the field. But 33% of the time, I'm not sure. But as we go into this one here, and this is fun. It's fun to watch a tic-tac. And Rich is one of the old school players. Do you buy that? Do you buy that being an old school player imbues you with secret knowledge on how to block old school shots?
I don't know if it abuses you. What'd you say?
Imbues. I don't know if
imbues.
Is that the right word?
I've never heard that word.
It like gives you special powers that like you should be able to know how to block a push kick just because you played in the 70s.
Well, I do think so. No, I don't think how long you've been playing does that. I think it does increase the likelihood that you've seen it before.
Fair.
So if you take a player who's only been playing for a year and then you take a player who's been playing for 20 years, I mean, the 20-year player is going to have, just by math, is more time to see more stuff that's not traditional. So I think, well, there's two things that play with that. A, it's likely that Fosner has seen something applicable that he could bring to this match. But it's and another thing is he's not. You've seen so many things. Even if you haven't seen that series, you're accustomed to being uncomfortable because you've been there before.
Right.
And he's not intimidated. He's not scared. He's not. Oh my God, what am I going to do? He's not shooting a pull shot or a rollover. I'm going to die. It's none of that stuff. So I think those definitely can help. And he's losing 6-3.
Yeah. You're right, and we'll see the turnaround. I mean, I'm not sure if it will happen this game. We'll see the second, but you're absolutely correct. Fosner does have that, the background in which to know to adjust to that. Maybe he just needs to see a game of it. He does have the advantage here, though, having 2 points on him. It's technically, what, 6-5?
Yeah, I mean,
can you say it like that? Is that not fair?
I say they both need 2 points.
Okay.
So it's a countdown. The first one to score 2 to win. Is the first one to score 2 will win, and I think that favors Kenny Dale.
Okay, yeah.
In this match, and he can blast that push side to long pretty good. He shanked it there. But if Fosner scores the next goal, I mean, he just needs one more. It doesn't matter how many Kenny needs. Shout out to Wukash there for handing answers out in the chat. God, so nice. Just like, it's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff here.
Yep. Fosner buries that. It is game ball for him now, just like that. Ooh. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
What do we call that?
Up close and personal.
Oh.
So even though Kenny has to score 2, I think if you're Rich Fosner here, you don't think in those terms. You just need. I like that play. I think some people would call that a low percentage play to just swat it at the table. That was on goal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's. No, he's playing with him there. I think he was trying to do some mind games with him by not manning the 3-bar when Dale was going 2 to the 5.
And you watch in real time, Fosner's been doing a great job D'ing up on Dale, except for that, of course, and a table tap punishable by what? Getting
stoning, actually.
stoning.
Yeah.
That's what we got on the docket for Friday?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's legal here in Portland, Oregon.
What isn't? Smoking brake fluid, as you would say?
Yes, I did say that.
Yeah, I know. I'm still laughing at that one. Fosner, game ball. It is game ball for both of these two.
Yep. And that's just a straight race by Dale there. This is funky, man. I like that defense, and I believe I know what Fosner's doing. I'll talk about it more in a second here.
Fosner, pull shot position.
It's about to
Taking a
jump
lot
out
of
his
time.
shoes.
Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful.
Nice.
2 to the 3. Like nobody was watching. Fosner.
He's got 2 timeouts he can burn here.
Got to be looking straight. Oh, that. Oh. The shot clock cometh and says, hey, Fosner knows what time it is.
That's cool, dude.
That is so cool.
It's so much better with the 10th of the second, too.
Yeah,
so
that That's awesome. That is awesome. I don't know if you all saw that, but they had the shot clock. Was that you, Clay? Did you start the clock?
Yeah, I got it. Clip it
So,
on the
yeah.
OBS.
Clay started the shot clock there, and you see it, and we were all thinking, everybody I think at home was thinking, timeout, call it timeout, and he does, but he calls it right as it's like a 1/10 of a second away from 0. Beautiful play by Fosner and Clay and Danilo.
Shooting a rollover here.
Puts that away. Take your timeouts, folks.
Yeah.
It's such a good thing. And I'm not saying it's not an automatic guarantee, but it's good to have a reset of your mind.
It's not an automatic mistake for damn sure.
That's for damn sure. You were going to speak to something, and I didn't write it down.
Yeah. I was going to
the 3-bar.
To the defense that Fosner was doing on the 3-bar there. It was like a faux defense. So he had his 3-bar on the wall, and he'd step back in the back and defend the 5-bar and then the goalie area, even though Ken's going 2 to the 5. And then he would pull his hand up there and move it, and then put his hand back. So it was kind of a mind game, because it wasn't like his hand was on the rod and doing a real defense, which Kenny could read. Instead, he was placing it, and it was static while he moved back here. And then he'd come up, and it's tricky. It's more movement. It's more things to consider, and it's unusual. It's abnormal. It's not a thing you would typically see, and therefore I think something that I think that's the reason that Kenny hit it right into his 3-bar there. Gave him a free shot to win the match there, just because it's a tricky defense to pass on.
Yeah, I like that. Second game underway here. Dale on the right-hand side. Fosner eked that one out. I don't even say eked. I think he really did good defensively at goal. Yeah. Did what he needed to do on the 3 to break down Dale's transition game. Took a timeout and buried a rollover that he hadn't shot yet up until that point. That's the way to do it.
I think that's the experienced pro way to handle that, where you take the game and break it down into stations. You play goalie, then you play 5-bar, then you play offense on the 3-bar, then you defend. And like, it's instead of thinking I got to win everywhere, I don't need to win everywhere. Look at this defense, by the way, what he's doing right there, and I think it's only going to work for so long.
Yeah, once he gets a beat on that and just realizes he's going to just hit it when he's not touching the rod. And so to clarify in my mind, that's not a distraction.
No.
When he's going back and forth, that's just an adjustment.
In singles, it's in singles you can move around.
Okay.
You don't have to have your hand on any 2 rods at once.
Mm.
And I think in doubles it would 100% be a distraction. But no, that's totally within the rules. And I do the same thing. I think it's fun. That's kind of why I noticed it so fast, because if I don't. Grief. He's feeling it. If I don't know what to do, I just throw stuff against the wall, man. See what sticks.
Love that. Trickles in there with a whisper, 2-1. And remember, Dale needs 8, Fosner needs 6 in this handicap singles match. Who's these nuts? New shot clock is cool. It is cool, and just in case you wanted to know, this was an idea I think Clay had. Told Danilo. Danilo executed on it, and now you're seeing it here at home. That's how it works. Modern foos. The future of foosball. Today.
Dun, 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 dun. I think my favorite part of the new shot clock is I can control it with my feet.
Mm.
Just tap, 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 tap.
Tap to the back of the hole. 3-1. You knew it was coming. As you would too. Fosner, though, steady Eddie. He was in a similar position the first game, down by a couple points, and then just continued to attack. Dale's break notwithstanding, didn't have one I don't recall in the first game. Clay, this is our first match this week. No, it's our second one.
We did the new player.
Yeah. That was cool. Still, though, it's our first match today. How about that? I'm excited to be here at Moneyball. He has been D'ing up very well those longs, but for some reason Fosner was over-guarding the short. I mean, like over-guarding. It wasn't even over the hole where it needed to be. I don't know if Fosner's just giving him a different look, just to do something different, or what the intention was there. Just saying what I see. As all good commentators do.
I don't know what's going on here with Fosner. I don't know if this is I lost this game, so I'm going to test drive some new stuff. Yeah?
Yeah, no, keep going. You're right.
Because not only is he still doing the unmanned 3-bar, but he did it in a different position that last one, which is just an automatic pass. And then Dale still turned it over to the back, and he went to a front pin. Now he's shooting a left hook. And I think everybody does their own thing, and I think this is the point. If you've given up on this game, and this is something we heard Tony Sprademan talk about in Vegas. If you've given up on this game, then figure something out for next game. And it doesn't necessarily mean just do funsy stuff and throw the game away. Like, start working now so you'll have a solution when you get to the next game. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think if that's what Fosner wants to do here, that's fine. But it doesn't look like that's what he wants to do. It looks like he just wants to end this game and then start over fresh next game.
If he does a 5-bar shot here, really taking his time, and pokes it back to his goal by Dale. Dale, though, has really done a great job switching up his offense on his 3-bar.
See, again, there, he doesn't even have a hand on the 3-bar.
So you think he's conceded this one?
Yeah, it's just get it on your 5-bar. Fine, I'll figure something out. And I don't think that's winning foosball. And the first game was a nice comeback. So why you would give up after a comeback? I mean, don't give up, period. But especially after you come back on somebody. It's too early in the weekend, man. It's not.
Just give me a minute. I'm watching this match.
Okay. Ignore that shot clock there. There's a tad bit of latency from the time I push it till the time it gets reset. But that's cooked in so that the time is accurate, but it takes a second to reset. Do I understand that right, Dan? Yeah. And yeah, sure, you scored there. My stance on that is you burned a goal you could have used in the third game. Mm-hmm. That goal serves you no purpose right here, unless you're going to get serious about a comeback, which I don't think it looks like he's going to do.
Dale looking to put this one away, take it to a third and final game, and he does. Last game, win by 2. Win by 2?
No, not in handicap.
Not in handicap and not in draw.
Right. Yeah, because it already might be a win by 2. If you just by your, if you go to 8 and one goes to 7, I don't know how the win by 2 would come into play.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shooting. Fosner in that second game just did not show up on the 3. So he's 4 for, so Clay, some of this, looking at that, the passing, he's 4 for 9, 44%, but only 1 for 6. Is that?
You want to keep him?
That's just not.
Yeah, keep the percentages up for the rest of the match here.
That's just not picking your holes right? That's what it comes down to, because it's not like it wasn't. I mean, 44% isn't like losing foosball.
Nah, 44% is the area of the math where it's not the reason you lose, it's not the reason you win. That is acceptable.
That's when you start.
Yeah, anything in the mid to high 40s is up towards 50 is okay. This is not my problem to solve. So if you look on the right side of the table there, 46% passing for Kenny Dale. That'll go up here a little bit. That it is not the reason he's winning. That 6 for 10 is more in the neighborhood of why he's winning. Plus the clearing is just bananas. I mean,
you want to switch to game 3 or the full match?
Full match, please. This is much more. Okay, cool. So, yeah, 50 and 52% for Kenny Dale on the 5 and 3 bars respectively. And again, that 60% clearing is just, I'll say it every time it's true, and it's going to be true more times than it's not. Show me the team that's clearing. Show me the player that's clearing, and I'll show you the one that's winning. And not only is he clearing, but he's clearing it straight to his 5-bar where he's passing 52%, and then he's shooting 54%. Those numbers are good. On the left side of the table, 6 for 18. 41% passing is not the end of the world. 33% shooting is pretty close to the end of the world.
Yeah.
You're not winning a match shooting 33%. Wait, what happened there? That jumped.
It just scored a rollover.
Oh, I looked at clearing. I went from 6 for 18 to 9 for 17, which was throwing me off. That was my eyeballs. My bad. Got a lot of things going on. So yeah, the 40-ish% passing is not the end of the world, but scoring 1 out of every 3 shots, you're just not winning that match, man.
It's 1-1 in this third game. Dale has that stolen away by Fosner. Fosner switching to a rollover, scored the last possession. See if he's going to start getting a little bit of momentum there, walking it around. This is it. 5-bar poke that did not end the way that he wanted it to. Is that a good time to call a timeout? Brush that off.
I don't think there's been a bad time in this whole match that would have been a bad time for a timeout. It just feels like things are not going your way if you're on the left side of the table here.
Yeah.
Even in the comeback, like you won the game, but it was a struggle. It wasn't like a asserted dominance, masterful thing. It just you elbow grease won you that.
Dale, after struggling somewhat against Fosner's defense, is now really picking it apart. Really playing the inside game versus the long game, which is what you have to do with the tic-tac series or any kick series or any series. Mini series.
Nice little 11-second possession there on the 5-bar a couple times ago there. That was accurate. And now you can sense the difference in energy from the left side of the table. Like it's a different try. Like he's actually passing. He's actually setting up the ball. Yeah, he switched to the rollover. But there's effort. There's intention. There's all that. It's different than it was the second half of last game.
He does not look like he has a handle on his rollover at all, Clay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, and what do you do in that situation? If you're feeling, if your main is not working and then your secondary isn't working either, you just go to the bar? Like, what do you do?
Well, that's not a matter of working or not working. That's a matter of execution. And I think those are two very different conversations. Are you executing and your brain is not giving you an opportunity to win? Or are you seeing the thing that you want to do and your hands aren't cooperating? Like, it's two different problems to solve. If I see the hole but I can't hit it, or I can hit the hole but I can't see it. Like, those are different problems to solve.
So the first problem to solve is an execution thing, and that's probably something that has to happen during practice.
I think the first problem to solve is identifying the problem. So if you got a flat tire and you go to the gas station for gas, your flat tire's still there. It's pointless. You don't need to put more gas in the tank because your tire's flat. And maybe you are out of gas, and it's two problems at once. You got to know what you're dealing with before you start dealing. And just an FYI, Twitch will force an ad break here in about 20 seconds. So if you're not subbed, you'll see a 30-second break. We'll be right back. The match will not be over in that time period.
After these messages?
After these messages, we'll be right. Black side of the table here is really playing well right now.
It is.
Every time he's had his 3-bar on, his hand on the 3-bar when he's defending, he's blocked it. All but maybe once or twice.
Got a handle on that. 3-3 tied up, but not really. Fosner 2 away from a win. No, 3 away from a win.
Yeah. Nick, the answer to that question is yes. You heard Tony Sprademan actually talk about this in Vegas. This with this tic tac that Kenny does when he gets ready to shoot, he does speed up, especially if he's going long. And I think A, identifying that is one thing, and then B, knowing what does it mean. Where if he's going now, you just know when he's going. Do you know where he's going? And it does help to have this, half of that figured out. But I don't think it's a dead giveaway automatically. But the answer to the question is yes, he does speed up. Good D. Good job getting that left hand over on the goalie rod to just cut off the corner of that. And that's the way to defend that, too, if you're Rich Fosner. If you're a player and the ball is coming towards your goal, you don't need to catch the ball. You don't need to necessarily block the ball. You just need to block the places where it might go in. That's all you got to do. If you watch the NHL, watch a goaltender's feet. Nice. And their feet go from pole to pole to just cut off the corners. And that's the equivalent of what Fosner did there. Keep that ball out. And then he got a slingshot jammed down his throat.
Yep. It's a good response when you see that kind of pole-to-pole defense. Smart guarding.
Just continuing to struggle. See, he gets his hand on the rod and he blocks it. He has a good defense on the 3-bar there. And he only needs 2 more. Kenny needs 3. This is in favor of Fosner right now.
Dale, quickly to the 3 he goes.
I like this defense. He's using that goalie to block the middle of the goal, and then he's using his alternating 2-bar guys to block the long, to block the dink, to block the short, to block the long.
It is a good look. Caught on the 3 by Fosner.
He's been ripping them push side.
And he continues. That is 3 in a row. It is match point for Rich Fosner.
And this is what we were talking about earlier. I think Kenny's game, high percentage as it is, he doesn't really have another thing to do here. Like, he's going to keep doing what he's been doing, and if it works, great. And if it doesn't, he'll keep trying it. And at this point, at this point in the match, you got to have, you need to. That's a smart play. You got to have a thing that you can do. He did score there, but I think this is definitely in favor of Fosner.
And I'm sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
I'm looking. His defense shifted entirely, and I was like, that's every time he's done that defense from that good defense you were pointing out, the last possession that Dale had, Dale shoots a long. That's just it. That's not there to be blocking longs. And I'm assuming Fosner's mindset there is that he's thinking that Dale is going to be shooting a short, so he's getting in position for that. But I think when you're playing that cat and mouse game against Tic Tac, you want to bait short if you think that's what's happening. Don't give him his favorite shot. But it's match point now for Fosner as he puts the ball back into play. Dale still needs 2 more points. Whoa. Quick 2 to the 3 to the almost back of the wall, but not. That's some reflexes.
Yeah.
Dale starting his drive up the table, got it to the 5. I'm curious to see the passing from the 5 of Dale. It seems like Fosner's been D'ing him up relatively well.
Yeah, he was in that 50% range. Feels like it's definitely gone down this game.
Yeah. Fosner match point, rollover position, 3 push sides in a row, starting all the way up near the wall to the middle, but reeled in by Dale.
That's a long possession there.
Okay.
And it's because he took a little bit more time setting it up. A ref would have called that. And with a ref at the table, it might not have happened also.
It's true.
Just barely missed that dink.
What a beautiful grab by Dale, and he buries that, and it brings us all the way to the end of this match. It is match point for both players.
Intensity there. Good timeout.
Yeah. Whew. Wow.
Little crowd gathering around here, checking out the new interface on the houseoftournaments.com website.
I was scoping that out this morning. Just checking out what's happening today, what's already happened, what's happening tomorrow. Such a joy to look at the new user experience.
You were looking at tomorrow?
Just
Oh,
like
the events.
Yeah, just the events happening tomorrow. I like to stay apprised of the situation. There's Brandon Munoz.
It's
Walking
an
up.
impersonator. It's not the real Brandon.
Oh, that's not him?
No.
That's Brandon Munoz.
Munez.
Fosner back into play.
Just one ball for it all?
One ball for it all. As that leaks to the 2 of Dale, who will continue the unhanded 3-bar.
When he goes back and forth, that I like. I think this is.
Yeah.
It's confused. You can tell it's messing with Dale.
It
He
is.
doesn't like that. He's over
No.
on his clock here by
Way
a good
over.
2 seconds.
And it ends up on the 5.
Oh,
Almost a
no.
5-bar shot by Fosner.
And then when he's up there the whole time and he has something to read, there's
Yeah.
something to that, dude. That is not just a random occurrence that it's working for Fosner.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot to unpack about that. But Fosner steals it on the 5.
Look at this deep up he's going to look at. Look at me be wrong. I think he wanted to. Get back over on the other side. This is not how you're going to win this game. And I like that. Smart play.
Yep.
Take a deep breath, call a timeout, walk away from every camera that we have on the property.
Yep. Let's just talk about this though, as far as just the style of play, whatever. No, set all that aside. These two have put together a really great table management game.
Yeah.
They've been doing exactly what they need to do. There's the stats for Game 3. Speaking volumes.
Yeah. 3 for 19 on the 5-bar is just, how are you in this game?
Right.
And that 5 for 13 on the other side of the table is the answer. He's been blocking really well.
Fosner out of the timeout. He's got one left. Dale is out of timeouts. This is it. The handicap singles as far as they can go. Oh my gosh! Rico Collignon entered the building briefly and left as Kenneth Dale is defeated by Rich Fosner in what was an incredibly entertaining
We'll do that the next
handicap singles match.